Have you ever wondered why some people feel completely alive when they're alone at home, while others can't stand the silence? Why some find peace in solitude, while others chase the noise of the world? This is not weakness, this is not isolation, this is a different kind of strength. The psychology of those who love staying at home. They're not escaping life, they're mastering it from within. The walls around them don't confine them. They protect their focus, their creativity, and their peace. The world outside may move fast, but those who love staying home have learnt the rare art of slowing down and listening to the voice that most people ignore, the one within themselves. People who love staying at home possess a rare kind of awareness, an understanding of energy that most people never take time to study. They sense it the moment they walk into a room, talk to someone new, or scroll through their social feeds. They can feel when their spirit is lifted and when it's drained. It's not a conscious checklist they go through, but an intuitive sensitivity, like an emotional radar. They've realized that energy is not infinite, and neither is peace. Every interaction, every conversation, every environment takes something from you or gives something to you. And when you truly understand that, you stop chasing every invitation, every gathering, and every chance to be seen. You begin to value the invisible, the energy that fuels your clarity, focus, and purpose. And these people stay home, it's not because they're antisocial or afraid of the world, it's because they've learned to protect their energy. They see the world differently. To them, socializing isn't just about being around people. It's an exchange of emotions, intentions, and sometimes even negativity. They've felt what it's like to walk into a room full of chatter and walk out feeling heavy, tired, disconnected, and they've learned that their inner calm is worth more than temporary excitement, so they choose wisely. They understand that peace is not found by accident, it's preserved through conscious choice. Inside their homes, they recharge. They don't need loud environments or constant stimulation to feel alive. The quiet gives them control. The stillness resets their spirit. It's in this space that they can breathe without pretending, think without interruption, and just exist without performance. For them, solitude is not isolation, it's maintenance. It's how they repair from the world's chaos. Every person needs time to recharge, but those who love staying home make that process sacred. They don't see it as wasting time, they see it as preparing for what truly matters. Their understanding of energy also affects the way they interact with others. They've learned that not everyone deserves access to their mind or heart. They don't overshare, not because they're closed off, but because they know that energy flows where attention goes. Giving your attention to the wrong people drains your power. That's why they keep their circle small. Not out of arrogance, but wisdom. They seek depth over numbers, truth over validation. The people in their lives are not random. They are chosen carefully, those who bring peace, not drama, growth, not noise. This kind of discipline comes from experience. Many of these individuals once tried to please everyone. They once said yes to everything, attended every event, engaged in every conversation, until they hit a wall of exhaustion. That's when the realization struck. Energy is the real currency of life. Once spent, it doesn't come back easily. It must be guarded, valued, and renewed. Staying home became their way of reclaiming control, of saying, I decide who gets my time, who gets my thoughts, who gets my spirit. And perhaps the most powerful thing about them is their ability to be alone without fear. Most people chase distraction because they're afraid of their own thoughts. But those who love staying home have faced themselves, their emotions, insecurities, dreams, and pain, and learned to coexist with it all. That's what makes them unshakable. They've turned solitude into self-awareness. They've discovered that energy management is not just about avoiding exhaustion, it's about building inner strength. While others burn out from trying to be everywhere, they thrive quietly in the space they've created. Their home becomes a fortress of peace, not built of walls and windows, but of understanding and intention. They know the value of saying no, the freedom of silence, and the power of being selective, because once you master your energy, you master your life. And that's what they've done. Turned solitude into strategy, quiet into clarity, and staying home into a declaration of strength. For those who love staying at home, solitude is not a punishment or a symptom of loneliness. It's a deliberate practice, a training ground for the mind and the spirit. While most people panic when the world goes quiet, they thrive. In the stillness, they face themselves, their thoughts, and their emotions head on, without distraction. The silence is not empty, it is full of possibilities. Every moment alone is a chance to think clearly, reflect deeply, and plan strategically. They understand that most people are so busy chasing noise, attention, and approval that they rarely stop to truly hear themselves. This is why solitude is their superpower. They've discovered that external validation is fleeting, but inner peace is lasting. When the world outside demands constant engagement, likes, messages, parties, approvals, they don't feel pressure to conform. They don't need applause to feel worthy. The quiet becomes their mirror, showing them who they are without masks, without pretense. Most people fear being alone because it forces them to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves, their doubts, mistakes, and insecurities. But those who love staying home have learned that facing these truths is the path to freedom. Solitude is the soil where self-understanding grows, and they nurture it every day. In this space, creativity flourishes. Ideas that would be drowned out by social noise come alive. Plans, strategies, and inspirations that never had room to breathe suddenly take form. The mind becomes sharper, more focused, more attuned to detail. They know that thinking without interruption is a rare advantage, and they protect it fiercely. While the world seeks stimulation in the external, they find strength in the internal. In the quiet, they learn to listen, not just to thoughts, but to intuition, to instinct, to the subtle cues that guide life's best decisions. Solitude also builds resilience. When they are alone, they confront fear, uncertainty, and discomfort without relying on others for reassurance. They experience the ebb and flow of emotions fully and emerge stronger each time. This self-reliance is what allows them to face challenges with calm and clarity. They don't crumble when circumstances are harsh because they've already learned to stand on their own. Most people wait for support, for encouragement, for company to feel whole. But those who love staying at home cultivate completeness within themselves. They are their own anchor, their own compass, their own shield. There's a discipline to this practice as well. Choosing solitude requires courage in a world that equates busyness with success. Choosing silence requires confidence in a society addicted to attention. They have trained themselves to be comfortable in stillness, to resist distraction, and to embrace reflection. Each day spent alone is a victory over external pressure, a declaration that their focus, their clarity, and their peace are more valuable than fleeting social approval. This is not withdrawal, it is mastery. Ultimately, loving solitude transforms the way they live. It allows them to act intentionally rather than react impulsively. It grants them insight into their desires and values. It strengthens their emotional intelligence, teaching them patience, understanding, and self-compassion. In a world that constantly pulls at attention and energy, those who love staying home have discovered the rare ability to stand still, think deeply, and emerge from silence stronger, wiser, and more in control than anyone caught in the chaos around them. They have turned being alone into an art form, and in that art, they have found freedom, power, and peace. Those who love staying at home possess a remarkable ability to observe life with clarity and depth. While most people rush through days consumed by noise, obligations, and distractions, they have learned the art of slowing down and noticing what others often overlook. They see the subtle patterns, the quiet truths, and the small miracles that happen around them. The sound of rain tapping against a window, the rhythm of footsteps on a wooden floor, or the way sunlight shifts across a room becomes meaningful. These observations are not mere aesthetics. They are lessons, reflections, and reminders of life's intricate beauty. While others are swept along by chaos, they stand steady, absorbing wisdom from everything they witness. Observation for them is more than just noticing, it's understanding. They recognize that people often wear masks, hiding insecurities, intentions, and desires. While the crowd is fooled by appearances, they see beyond the surface. They understand motivations, patterns of behavior, and the invisible forces that drive actions. This awareness allows them to navigate relationships and situations with precision, avoiding unnecessary conflict and emotional drain. Their insight is quiet but powerful. They don't boast about understanding, they simply act with discernment, knowing that perception is often more valuable than expression. Being observant also nurtures gratitude. When you slow down enough to notice life in its smaller details, you begin to appreciate the everyday moments others overlook. A hot cup of tea, the scent of a favorite book, a sunset spilling gold across the horizon. These become sources of joy. They've learned that fulfillment is not always grand or loud. It is found in the subtle, in the ordinary moments that carry extraordinary significance. By observing life deeply, they cultivate contentment without needing external validation or extravagance. This attentiveness extends to their inner world as well. They observe their own thoughts, emotions, and reactions with the same care they apply to the outer world. They notice patterns in their moods, triggers in their behavior, and opportunities for growth within their routines. Self-observation allows them to respond rather than react, to choose rather than drift. While many are swept away by impulse, they act with intentionality. They are their own students, constantly learning from the life unfolding around and within them. The ability to observe life also fuels their creativity. By paying attention to the small details, the nuances, the overlooked moments, they gather inspiration continuously. Ideas, solutions, and innovations often arise from the things others fail to notice. In solitude, these observations become seeds that blossom into action, art, or thought. Their environment, simple as it may be, is never empty. It is rich with material for imagination and insight. Ultimately, this gift of observation transforms how they live. While the world races, they move with awareness, choosing depth over speed. They understand that life is not measured by the number of places you go or the people you meet, but by how fully you experience the moments in front of you. They see, they absorb, they learn, and in that process, they grow stronger, wiser, and more connected to the reality that many overlook. Their stillness is not passivity, it is vigilance, clarity, and mastery of both life and self. People who love staying at home often possess an incredibly rich and powerful inner world. Their minds are not idle spaces. They are vast landscapes where ideas roam freely, creativity flows without boundaries, and imagination takes shape. While the world outside clamors for attention and demands action, their internal universe is alive with possibility. Every thought, every reflection, every dream has room to grow. This is where their strength lies, not in what they show the world, but in what they cultivate within themselves. Their home becomes more than a shelter. It becomes a sanctuary, a laboratory where they test ideas, explore passions, and build visions for the future. This inner world is both a refuge and a training ground. In solitude, they confront their deepest fears, insecurities, and uncertainties. They do not run from discomfort, they engage with it. Each quiet moment is an opportunity to examine who they are, what they want, and where they are headed. They ask the questions most people avoid. What am I truly capable of? What do I value most? What does fulfillment mean to me? In answering these questions, they gain clarity that the busiest social environments can never provide. Their inner world sharpens their mind, strengthens their resolve, and fuels their growth. Creativity is another extraordinary benefit of this internal focus. While others look for inspiration outside, they find it inside. A single quiet afternoon at home can spark a chain of ideas that could change the course of a project, a career, or even a life. They notice connections between things that others overlook, solutions that are hidden in plain sight, and patterns that remain invisible to those distracted by constant social input. Their imagination is not frivolous, it is purposeful. It is a tool for problem solving, for innovation, and for crafting a life aligned with their deepest values. Their inner world also allows for emotional resilience. By exploring their thoughts and emotions in solitude, they learn to understand themselves more deeply than anyone else could. They become familiar with their own triggers, patterns, and strengths. They learn to soothe themselves when fear rises, motivate themselves when doubt creeps in, and celebrate their victories, no matter how small, without needing validation from the outside. This self-sufficiency is empowering. It gives them the freedom to face challenges confidently, knowing they have the inner resources to navigate anything life throws at them. Moreover, this rich inner life encourages independence of thought. They are not swayed easily by trends, opinions, or societal pressure. Their ideas, beliefs, and goals are nurtured from within, carefully considered and tested in the quiet of their personal space. This makes them thoughtful decision makers and often innovative problem solvers. Their insight comes from reflection rather than reaction, from observation rather than imitation. They build a life designed around purpose and authenticity, not expectation or conformity. Ultimately, the inner world of someone who loves staying at home is a realm of strength, creativity, and clarity. It is where they train their mind, where they heal, where they innovate, and where they become the person they are capable of being. The outside world may not always see this power, but those who cultivate it know the truth. The most profound journeys, the most meaningful victories, and the deepest wisdom are often found not in crowded streets or noisy gatherings, but in the quiet, untamed landscape of one's own mind. People who love staying at home understand something that many spend their entire lives chasing. Happiness does not come from popularity, busyness, or constant attention. While the world equates social activity with success, they've learned that true contentment is quiet, deliberate, and self-created. They've seen the endless cycle of chasing approval, friends, likes, invitations, validation, and how it leaves most people exhausted, anxious, and unfulfilled. Instead of relying on external recognition to feel worthy, they cultivate peace and satisfaction from within. Their home becomes a sanctuary of calm, a space where they can reconnect with what truly matters. This perspective allows them to prioritize wisely. They choose experiences, relationships, and commitments that add genuine value to their lives. They no longer say yes out of obligation or fear of missing out. Each choice is intentional, driven by alignment with their inner values rather than the pressure to impress others. This selective approach might seem unusual to some, but it's a form of strength. They understand that energy and attention are limited resources, and spending them on the wrong people or pursuits only dilutes life's meaning. By focusing on what matters most, they maximize fulfillment rather than busyness. Their love for staying home also comes from a profound appreciation of simplicity. They know that joy does not always reside in grand adventures or flashy accomplishments. A quiet evening reading a book, listening to music, or sipping coffee by the window can bring deeper satisfaction than any social event ever could. They've learned to savor the small moments, and in doing so, they cultivate a sense of gratitude that sustains them through challenges. This is not a life of deprivation. It is a life of mindfulness, intentionality, and quiet richness. By valuing peace over popularity, they are also able to rise above drama. The noise of gossip, conflict, and superficial interactions rarely reaches them because they've chosen distance. They avoid unnecessary stress and maintain emotional stability even when the world around them is chaotic. This detachment is not indifference, it is discernment. They understand that not every battle is theirs to fight, not every opinion is theirs to weigh, and not every demand deserves a response. Their home and their inner space become buffers, protecting their focus and emotional health. Another consequence of this mindset is self-reliance. Because they don't depend on others for happiness, they become strong in ways the outside world rarely sees. Challenges do not shake them because they've already learned to cultivate contentment independently. When life throws uncertainty, disappointment, or lost their way, they can navigate it with clarity and composure. Their stability does not come from external assurances, but from an internal foundation built through years of reflection, solitude, and understanding. Ultimately, their preference for staying home is a declaration of intentional living. It signals that they have discovered the secret most people overlook. Happiness is not found in the crowd, in the noise, or in the approval of others. It is cultivated in quiet moments, in deliberate choices, and in the freedom to be fully present with oneself. By valuing peace over popularity, they are not withdrawing from life, they are embracing it on their own terms, creating a version of living that is powerful, fulfilling, and unshakable. Those who love staying at home carry a quiet, unshakable power that the world often fails to recognize. It's not loud or showy, but it runs deep, rooted in self-mastery, resilience, and awareness. Because they have spent time alone, confronting their thoughts, emotions, and fears, they've built an inner strength few people ever attain. When the storms of life arrive, loss, uncertainty, chaos, they do not crumble. They have already faced solitude, uncertainty, and silence, and emerged stronger every time. This preparation becomes their armor, a shield that allows them to face the external world with calm and confidence. Their strength is born from self-reliance. Unlike many who look to others for guidance, validation, or support, they have learned to stand alone. They understand that reliance on external forces is risky and that the most dependable ally they can have is themselves. Every decision, every choice, every reflection has been tested in the quiet of their home, in the presence of their own mind. They are their own compass, their own motivator, and their own source of reassurance. When challenges arise, they meet them not with panic, but with strategy, reflection, and courage. Moreover, they possess emotional intelligence that stems from years of observation and self-awareness. By being alone, they have learned to identify and manage their own emotions. They understand triggers, patterns, and cycles, which allows them to navigate interpersonal relationships and high-pressure situations with poise. They are rarely reactive. Instead, they respond thoughtfully, maintaining clarity when others are overwhelmed by stress or emotion. This composure becomes a form of influence, a silent power that others may not see, but that commands respect and trust. Their resilience is also cultivated through the acceptance of discomfort. In solitude, they have faced boredom, uncertainty, and sometimes even fear. Rather than avoiding these experiences, they embrace them as opportunities to grow stronger. They know that growth happens outside the comfort zone, and they have trained themselves to endure discomfort with patience and purpose. This ability to face challenges without fear equips them to handle whatever life throws their way, from personal setbacks to unforeseen crises. Another remarkable aspect of their power is perspective. Because they spend time observing both the external world and their own inner landscape, they gain insights that others miss. They understand that life's true battles are often internal, and that victory begins with mastering the mind. Their decisions are grounded in wisdom rather than impulse, strategy rather than chaos. This perspective allows them to navigate complexity with clarity, turning potential obstacles into opportunities for growth and learning. Ultimately, the power of those who love staying at home is a quiet force that transforms their entire existence. It is the strength to stand alone, the resilience to face life unshaken, and the wisdom to act with clarity. While the world seeks external validation, they have built an internal fortress of peace, focus, and power. Their journey is proof that true strength is not always loud, not always visible, but deeply rooted within. Cultivated in solitude, sharpened in reflection, and perfected in stillness. In mastering themselves, they have mastered life.